Oh my goodness. Well, hello and happy Wednesday, friends. Welcome once again to Wednesday Up Late, the podcast slash podcast, brought to your ear holes by this hot mess and my good old buddy.
I'm Glenn, by the way.
Or Glenifer Aniston, as we like to call him. How are you doing, buddy? You good?
I'm pretty good. Chloe, did you introduce yourself? I don't think you did.
I did.
Did you? I just wasn't paying attention.
It's a hot mess, but I did say Chloe, I think. Glenn, for our new listeners before they tune out over every...
Hurry up, quick. Get them.
We sound really good, I know that, but we do sound even better from the Newsly app. The Newsly app is a super duper trooper app that's available on Apple and on Android and brings you all the news, top trending stories and articles to the palm of your hand. You can cater it to topics and articles that suit your interests, and then it reads it back to you in a soothing, natural human voice, which is lovely and super convenient for those little busy bees that are on the go. But Glenifer, that is not the best part. The best part for our watchers and listeners is that we have a special discount code. And who doesn't love a discount? Wednesday Up Late, all one word. You use that on the Newsly app and you will get yourself a whole free month of the Newsly's premium service.
Indeed. Well done.
Amazing.
Now you can chillax.
Now, Glenn, off screen, you were telling me that I was way more talented than Julie Andrews, and I'd really like you to elaborate, please.
Elaborate what?
Yep, you heard me.
What are we talking about here?
I don't know, man. I'm just, you know what.
Okay, so she's throwing mysterious, unexpected, and quite frankly, fake conversations into the air.
Fake news.
I wanted to quickly touch upon something that I know that you did a few days ago, because you sent me a Snapchat of it. You watched Impossible 3.
I did.
Now, the backstory here for people is I've taken, it's been a long time for me trying to get you to get into this franchise. I love the franchise, but I did tell you recently that just skip number 1 and 2 because if, they just feel different to the rest of them. And number 3 is where it really hits the ground running. What did you think?
You know what? I zoned out a little bit.
Come on.
A little bit. But I really enjoyed it. And I'm actually planning on watching the 4th one.
Cool.
This coming
week. Better. They just get better.
I've heard the same thing from a few people now that you don't even need to worry about the first 2. Just skip to the 3rd and just go for it.
Yeah.
I got a weird sort of comparison to make in terms of how Tom Cruise delivers his character.
Sure.
He can, not always, but he can be very Marty McFly, I feel like, in the way that he delivers some of his lines.
When he's toned down, for sure.
Yeah. When he's toned down, like at the end of the movies when he's talking to his wife, it's I don't know, I just got Marty McFly vibes, and I think that's what made me like it a little bit more.
One thing I really love about Tom Cruise, and it's something you should watch out for, and they say that a good actor should never show the process of acting, like you should never be able to see through the character, but there's a thing that Tom Cruise does that you can see, and I don't think it matters. I think it actually, for me, makes me like him more. So when he gets really angry or in some kind of heightened state of emotion, he clenches his fist, and you can see him clench his arm, and as he delivers the line, he does this, right? So you can see the tension. The tension goes right up his arm, and you can actually see it happen. It goes up his arm, and then it comes out, and it's just the best. Just the best. Yeah,
look, it's not hurting your case. In my journey to like Tom Cruise, it's not. I did quite enjoy him in this movie.
I know, you hate to say it, but
No, I don't even hate to say it anymore, like, because it's just, he's just theatrically not disappointing me.
I think to be honest, I've watched this progress. I think what it is you've actually put like a pretty big wall in between Tom Cruise, the actor, and Tom Cruise, the person.
I think I put a big wall between Tom Cruise,
the dickhead,
the persona that you perceive on the outside of his movies, and the Tom Cruise that he shows and his talent that he actually has. So I think I've finally created that wedge where I can separate the two, and it's starting to be really enjoyable.
Having said that, he's done some great red carpet moments too in interviews lately. I think too he's matured as a human and he's like just different,
Yeah.
off camera. Anyway,
Yeah.
cool.
I agree
love
with
that
you.
you're
I
watching
agree
these.
with you.
Let's play
Yeah.
a game.
Yay! We're
Actually,
gonna play.
Sorry, that should have been your job. You're hosting. You should have been the one that said that.
I am hosting. You're just so good at it, and it's
Oh,
fine. I
please.
forgive you. It's fine. We're gonna play a game, and we've played this. Oh no, this is a new one, isn't it?
Yeah,
we haven't played this game before. This is called Which One Came First? We are a family-friendly show. It's not about that. Okay.
You really got to really move on from that first statement and just,
Yeah, we might change the title on that one. But basically, what we're going to do is we're going to name 4 movies and then we have to kind of decide which one came out first and see how we go.
Since when are we being family friendly?
I mean, we're not X-rated. That would be a whole other show. All right. Do you want to go first or would you like me to?
Oh, you go first.
Okay, I'll lead first. Okay. So my first little grouping that I have for you.
Yep.
Which one came first? Evil Dead, War Games, Blade Runner, or Blue Lagoon?
Great one. So definitely Evil Dead, then War Games. Blade Runner. Evil Dead, Blade Runner, War Games, Blue Lagoon.
You almost have that correct.
Almost. Blue Lagoon wrong?
Do you want to flip any of them around?
War Games and Blue Lagoon? I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Pretty much. So it goes Blue Lagoon.
Pretty much or yes?
Wait, I'm confused. Okay, I'm just going to tell you. Okay, so Blue Lagoon came out first, then Evil Dead, then Blade Runner, then War Games.
I was way off then.
No, you weren't, because you had like the first 3 and then you just tacked Blue Lagoon on the end.
Yeah, okay, cool. That was a really good one.
Yeah?
Really good one. And I think too, I need, I can't do it while we're recording, but I think for this concept of game, I need to be writing them down as we go.
I know, I was just thinking that.
Because in my head, I'm like, I can't even remember what they were.
I've just got my notebook right here. I was just flipping
the page. Hang on.
I was just doing some hold music for you.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
All right. Which came first? Jumanji, Shawshank Redemption, Scream, and The Truman Show.
Okay. Scream came first. What was the last one? Truman Show.
Yep. So
I'm gonna say
Jumanji, Shawshank Redemption, Scream, and The Truman Show.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say Scream number 1. I'm gonna say Truman Show number 2. Then 3 for Jumanji and 4 for Shawshank.
Couldn't be more wrong.
I know.
Yeah,
so waiting for that.
It was Shawshank, which was 94. Then you had Jumanji 95, Scream was 96, and Truman 98.
Oh God, that was so wrong.
TikTok was wrong.
Oh, we'll get to that. We will get to that.
Alrighty. So next one, go for it.
My next one. Okay. Last of the Mohicans, Hook, Rudy, and Mermaids.
Okay. So Mermaids, I think, was 88. Last of the Mohicans was definitely 90s. So Hook was early 90s. I'm going to say 2, 3. And then Rudy's the one that has me fucked here. Okay, so I'm going to go Mermaids, Hook, Last of the Mohicans, and Rudy.
100%?
Yeah.
Wow.
See, write them down. It makes a difference.
Wow, good for you. Well done. That was impressive.
All right. Reaching for the bin there. Sorry, nothing else. Family friendly. Right, family friendly, brought to you by Bilsons. Alrighty, next one. Okay. Are you ready?
Yes.
Which came first? Nightcrawler, The Revenant, Get Out, or La La Land? And La La Land, I should say. I'm
What
going to
was
say
the
that
first
again.
one?
I'm going to say that again for TikTok's sake. Which came first? Nightcrawler, The Revenant, Get Out, and La La Land.
Nightcrawler, is that the one with Jake Gyllenhaal?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm going to say, fuck.
All right. You can say that. Family friendly.
Family friendly show. Just keeping up appearances. Okay. I'm going to say Revenant number 1, Nightcrawler number 2, La La Land 3, Get Out 4.
Any two you want to switch?
Yes. Nightcrawler and Revenant. I'm going to say
Yeah.
Nightcrawler 1, Revenant 2.
100%. So that was
Yes.
the order. Nightcrawler, Revenant, La La Land, Get Out. So Nightcrawler 2014, Revenant 15, Get Out 17, and La La Land. Oh, no, sorry. I'm getting it around the wrong way now. Fuck. So
I did royally fuck it up.
No, you didn't. I fucked up my answer because I'm looking at the wrong line. So Nightcrawler came out in 2014. Revenant came out in 2015. La La Land in 16 and Get Out in 17.
Okay, yeah. It was the Nightcrawler and the Revenant that I was tossing up. I definitely knew Get Out and La La Land, but it was those first two that I was like, oh, I'm splitting hairs here.
All right, let's go on to the next one.
All right, next one. 13.
Mm-hmm.
Riding in Cars with Boys.
Mm-hmm.
Gone in 60 Seconds.
Yep.
8 Mile.
Ooh, okay. So 13. I'm going to say Riding in Cars with Boys, followed by 13, Gone in 60 Seconds, and 8 Mile.
No, not even.
I was thinking out loud. Okay, so I'm going to say Riding in Cars with Boys, Gone in 60 Seconds, 13, and 8 Mile.
No, wrong again.
Fuck it. What's the answer?
All right, so you got Gone in 60 Seconds, which comes in
really?
first. Yeah, so that was in 2000. And then you've got Riding in Cars with Boys 2001, 8 Mile 02, and 13 in 03.
Yeah, so Riding in Cars with Boys feels older. To me, that
right?
That feels definitely late 90s.
Yeah, I know, definitely.
Okay.
Fun fact, 13 came out in 2003. I was also 13, so I'm just going to let that.
And did that terrify your mother?
I never saw it.
Oh, okay. Well, it would have.
So it was fine. I was watching Romeo and Juliet instead.
Yeah, excellent. Alrighty. Here's my next one.
Mm-hmm.
Which came first? Big, RoboCop, Weird Science, and Risky Business.
You got to fit a cruise in there, don't you?
Didn't even think of that. It's a good one.
Okay, so I'm going to go RoboCop number 1, Risky Business 2, Weird Science 3, Big 4.
Way off. Okay, the answers were Risky Business in 1983.
Okay, yep.
Weird Science in 85.
Oh, okay.
RoboCop in 87, and then Big in 88.
I felt for sure RoboCop was like way up there.
Every time, like I know when RoboCop was released, but every time I see the date, I'm like, no, like really? Like it feels like 84, 85 to me.
Yeah, it feels like early 80s to me. Like that's okay. That threw me through a loop.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Last one.
Yep.
For me. All right. We have Pitch Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Kill Your Darlings.
Mm-hmm.
Get Him to the Greek.
Mm-hmm.
And Green Lantern.
Ooh, this is a hard one. Okay, so I'm going to say Green Lantern, Get Him to the Greek, Pitch Perfect, Kill Your Darlings.
Or almost correct. You want to switch to?
No, just tell me.
Well, if you switch Green Lantern and Get Him to the Greek, you've got it correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's pretend I did that. Excellent.
Well done, you did great. That was really good.
Yeah, I just couldn't be bothered thinking anymore, so I just...
Oh, okay. To give up.
I wasn't... Yeah, okay. It was. Fucking hell. All right, you ready for your last one?
Yeah, go for it.
The Tomorrow War, The Batman, Shazam, Wonder Woman 84. Which came first? Or what order were they in?
The original, like the Okay, so Shazam is number one. Tomorrow Wars number two. Batman three. Oh, hang on. Did Wonder Woman? No, Wonder Woman came out before Batman.
This is
Okay,
Wonder Woman 84.
Fuck me. Um, fuck me. All right, Shazam one. Wonder Woman. No, I'm just gonna stick with my original listing. Shazam number one, Tomorrow Wars number two, Batman three, Wonder Woman four.
No. Okay, so
Yeah,
you
didn't
had
think so.
Shazam definitely first in
Yep.
2019, Wonder Woman 84 in 2020.
Okay.
The Tomorrow War was 21, and then the Batman was 22 last year.
Yeah, I was sure about those two being sort of that order, but yeah. Mm.
Hey, before we move on to other things, I just wanted to mention one thing which I found interesting because I read it the other day that Timothy Chalamet, my favorite, is
Timotei.
he is playing Bob Dylan in an upcoming biopic and will be doing all of his own singing, which is not
I can
hard.
see that.
Bob Dylan's not a hard person to
No.
imitate.
No, I can see that though. I can see him embodying that for sure. I think that's
Yep.
a great casting choice.
Not a bad one. I don't love Timothy Chalamet. We know that, but I don't despise him either. Like if he's on screen and he's good, or the material's good, then I can go with it. And the fact that he's playing Willy Wonka in the upcoming Wonka movie, that is very exciting to me. I think he's perfect for that. And yeah, this one, like I'm on board for sure.
Yeah, I would be definitely. I think it's a great choice. The Willy Wonka thing surprises me about you. I didn't know that you would feel like he was the right choice for that.
He's perfect because he's playing the Gene Wilder iteration of Wonka. So
Okay.
it's a backstory. It's a prequel to the young Wonka forming the factory. So
Oh, I see.
how
I see.
how he came to be the chocolate maker, the great chocolate maker,
How he
and
abducted all those
so yeah,
little people.
in the canon of Willy Wonka as a story, he is Gene Wilder.
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
he's eccentric enough.
I think, yeah, that's true. I think so. Eccentric enough to play Dylan, eccentric enough to play Wonka.
Yeah.
I also watched another new movie just recently as well on the weekend. I finally watched Nope. And I know I'm very late to the party on this. I'm well aware. I get it. But you know me, I don't anything that kind of like it was like I kind of stay away from. But I felt risky today.
You've watched it just in time for Jordan Peele's fourth film.
Oh, really? I didn't even know about that.
Coming soon. But yeah, no, this is exciting. Before I let you continue, I just want to say that I'm excited that you've watched this because it's you embracing some horror, and whatever I think of the movie itself, I just love the fact that you're going down this little rabbit hole. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm kind of feeling a little bit braver lately with this kind of stuff, and I really, really enjoyed it.
Awesome.
Really enjoyed it.
Why don't we tell the people?
I've got one criticism though.
Okay.
It didn't need to be that long. It did not need to be that long. It was very, very slow in the beginning. Like the second half was chef's kiss, phenomenal for me, but the beginning was very slow, and that's the only criticism I'm going to give it.
Okay, yeah. So on Good Movie Monday, Ben and I did a reaction video to this one. We both disliked it a lot. We're not huge fans of Jordan Peele as a director. Excuse me. Not that he's a bad director. We don't like his voice, whatever he has to say. Like Get Out was a really good movie. We enjoyed that. We thought this is a guy that's taking elevated horror and he's gonna be, the new M. Night Shyamalan, the way that we want M. Night Shyamalan to be. And he's just, to me, he's becoming M. Night Shyamalan. Like it's just becoming a bit of a trick that he's doing. And I didn't like Us, and I really didn't like Nope at all. Had some great moments throughout. It's very Spielbergian. And some of the best moments shouldn't have even been in there. Like the whole backstory with the TV sitcom and the chimps and all, and the monkey massacre and all that, right? Didn't need to be there. Like in and of itself, that was a great movie. Like if they had just done a movie about that.
Exactly.
Right. So
I understand that you kind of sort of needed a tad of that for Stephen Yeun's character, but you did not need all of that. It's a whole movie in itself.
That's right. And you didn't necessarily need his character either. Like it was just a character put in there, To me, you're talking about the long running time, which I agree with. Remove that subplot and you've got a shorter film.
Yeah, for sure.
What was Ben's biggest gripe about it? Can't remember. It was something to do with, yeah, like this family of like Hollywood horse rearers, right? They breed horses for, yet they didn't seem to really know what they were doing. They weren't very good at it. Like for a generation, several generations of horse trainers, they weren't very good at it. But anyway, I'm glad you.
Maybe that
liked
just wasn't perceived on film. We'll give it the benefit of the doubt there.
It's kind of important that it kind of has to be.
Let's just roll past that one and play another game, shall we?
All right, what's next?
One of our favorites, actually. I like this one because it does get, the thoughts processing. But this one, my friends, is called One's Gotta Go.
Glenn or Chloe, make your choice.
Bye.
Well, we'll get to that in a minute.
Oh, Lordy. All right. I want you to go first this time. I'm the host, and what I say goes. So
fuck you. All right, here we go.
This is a really strong drink.
One's got to go. Knocked Up, 40-Year-Old Virgin, Anchorman, or Pineapple Express.
Pineapple Express.
Incorrect.
No, there is
What
no
the fuck?
hesitation. I couldn't sit through that movie. I don't know what it was. I don't know. I enjoy it like almost every other Seth Rogen, James Franco movie. That one, I cannot sit through. I don't know what it is.
Can I suggest going back to it? It's funny. The last movie night that Ben and I had, as in not a theatrical sort of screening night, but at home kind of movie night, was Pineapple Express. And Ben hadn't seen it before. I'm like, what the fuck? Let's put it on. We were like dying with laughter. I mean, I'd seen it twice. Him first time. We were just in stitches the whole way. It just, the chaos and the mayhem just keeps escalating all the way through that movie.
Well, maybe I do need to have a rewatch because I just don't feel like I was the right audience for it.
The funniest thing ever, like James Franco kicking out the windscreen, but his foot goes through it instead, and it gets stuck in the window while they're having a getaway. It's just the funniest thing ever.
Okay, I'll give it another chance, but for the sake of this show right now, that's going to have to be my choice. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I mean, one's got to go, so it may as well be that one.
That's true. Yeah, well, that's it. All right, my first one for you. One's got to go. Barbarian, Black Phone, Evil Dead, Halloween.
Ooh. Okay, so
I brought out the big guns today.
Which Evil Dead are we talking?
The OG.
That one.
Really? Okay.
Reason being, quite an easy reason actually. Like, because I mean, it's a seminal film, right? It kind of changed a lot of things for the film industry and horror in general. But number 2 of Evil Dead is essentially a remake of number 1. So you kind of still get Evil Dead with Evil Dead 2.
That's a bloody turnaround, isn't it? You got around that one, all right?
Yeah, so that, I mean, because it's a conversation. If you go and listen to Monday's episode of Good Movie Monday, we have this exact conversation about Evil Dead because we interviewed the 2 lead actresses from the new Evil Dead Rise movie. That's on the show, by the way. Go and have a listen to that.
Go.
And tomorrow night on YouTube and Facebook, we'll have a video of the interview, so you can watch that as well. But we were talking about the order of the Evil Dead movies, and we both agreed, like, number 1 is a great little film on its own, but as far as the overarching storyline throughout the whole Evil Dead series, it starts at number 2.
So you feel like it's kind of a standalone from the franchise.
It is, and there is a video online for fans of Evil Dead that don't know this, because a lot of fans can't comprehend how number 2 is a continuation because it's kind of just a rehash. And Bruce Campbell said, well, if you take the final frame of Evil Dead 1, where the Evil Dead get Ash, and then fast forward through the first maybe 10 minutes of Evil Dead 2 to when it lets him go, it then flows on nicely.
Okay. All right.
Makes no sense to anyone that hasn't seen them, but yeah. So there is
people at home will know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Anyway.
That's
the long answer. It was a short answer that turned into a long answer.
I like it. You know I'm always down for that.
All right. So one's got to go. 10 Things I Hate About You.
Yep.
Clueless. Easy A. Or Mean Girls?
Oh, why? Why? 10 Things I Hate About You, Clueless, Easy A, and Mean Girls.
It's an easy one for me, this one.
This is not an easy one for me. I love them all in their own way.
I know.
Clueless.
That's what I'd get rid of too.
Yeah, Clueless.
It's the one that just never resonated as much as the others for me.
It resonates with me. It does resonate with me. I won't say that about myself. It's just that if I never saw Clueless again, I would be okay with it. But I feel like the other ones are kind of my comfort movies in a way. Like
totally.
They feel good when I watch them, you know?
Both Clueless and 10 Things I Hate About You have TV series as well.
Yes, they do. And Stacey Dash was in she reprised her role as Dion in the TV shows as well, didn't she?
She did.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay. Okay. All right. Glenn, one's got to go. Step Brothers, Ace Ventura, Mean Girls, and Tropic Thunder.
That's a pretty easy one. Step Brothers by a country mile.
Really? It's the most quotable. You can scream along to it.
Ace Ventura is the most quotable.
That's
Ace
true.
Ventura,
I take it back. Yeah. I take that back. I take it back.
Ace Ventura is just game changing. There is that to me, as far as it's inappropriate in today's world and all that, but if you go back to the 90s, there was nothing like it. It was unrivaled in every sense, and it introduced one of the greatest comic minds of a generation, if not all time. So
I would have thought you would said Tropic Thunder because it's not as hard hitting as the other three.
No, but Tropic Thunder is a genius. Once again, another movie that gets cancelled in today's world because, we're a different world than what we were then. But, if those people actually sort of stepped outside of their snowflake, they would realize that is a really ingenious film.
It is. It's great.
It's a satire. The things that he makes fun of are actually making him look dumb. It's just they take the offense the wrong way when they react to that movie. And I think Tropic Thunder is it's possibly Ben Affleck. It's possibly Ben Stiller's best film as a director.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
And Step Brothers, to me, it's just another Will Ferrell movie. It's a vehicle for him. You can watch a dozen of his movies and get the same thing from them.
Yeah, probably not as hard hitting as Step Brothers, I don't think. If you,
it's one of his better ones for sure.
If you said to someone Step Brothers or Talladega Nights, I mean, you're going to choose Step Brothers.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I mean, it's
that
more
wasn't
hard
the option
hitting than the other. No, I know, but I think in terms of Will Ferrell movies, he has good movies and he has fucking shit movies.
How good was that Eurovision one?
Nope, never saw it. Didn't waste my time.
Oh, so good, so good.
You're such a. Are you being facetious right now?
No, that was great.
I can't even take you seriously right now. All right,
come on.
What's your next one? Go.
Fucking hell.
I'm the host. Do as I say.
All right. Romeo and Juliet, Ghost, Call Me by Your Name, and The Bodyguard.
Call Me by Your Name, is that the Timothée Chalamet? Yeah, that one, because I haven't seen it. That was an easy one for me. Don't even have to elaborate.
Yeah.
All right. Benjamin. Super 8, A Quiet Place, Evolution, War of the Worlds.
Bitch.
I know where it hits you the hardest.
And you have if anyone's wondering what's the theme there, the theme there is Glenn loves these films.
Yeah. See, I'm learning.
Super 8, Quiet Place, Evolution, War of the Worlds. So most people would say it's got to be Evolution. And I say fuck you all because that is such a great movie.
We don't need to be friends with them.
Take the leg.
God, I love that movie.
Yeah, that to me is one of the most quotable movies of all time. Quiet Place.
Yeah, I kind of saw you choosing that one, actually.
Yeah,
I put it in there because I felt like you would choose
if I had
to
rationalize that, it would be that it's the one film that's kind of been done several times prior. It's not that original. It's executed originally, but the concept has been done before.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, one's got to go.
I'd hate that smoke.
The Naked Gun, Hot Shots, Scary Movie, or Not Another Teen Movie.
Ah, that's a good lineup.
Good filmathon, that one.
Little too late, Glenn. Okay, it's a little too late. Oh Lord, probably Not Another Teen Movie because
Correct.
out of all cringeworthy movies, that's by far the cringiest in terms of like I can't even watch it type thing. So
Yeah, see, and that one, like Scary Movie, kind of is responsible for that one. So when Scary Movie came out, you know, it was taking something that Naked Gun and Hot Shots had done, in that was, you know, parody and all that and spoof, but then it became very targeted at specific movies. And then after that, because it had movie in the title, Scary Movie, then you had Not Another Teen Movie, you had superhero movie, you had all these movie rip-offs and all that. And Not Another Teen Movie just did nothing for me whatsoever.
It was great for
Soundtrack was great,
unknown actors who wanted to get into movies so they could have a job, because they mostly hired no sort of self-respecting actor would act in one of them. Apart from Scary Movie.
Going backwards, very respectable actors would, you know, in the 80s and 90s when they were doing those movies, like your Naked Guns.
It was a different time. That's a whole other set. I'm not even no disrespect to them whatsoever, because I count that totally separate. So
and like, you know, like it's become the theme of this episode, like I've been saying, that so people are so sensitive to comedy these days that you can't even make lampoony slapstick spoof movies anymore, just because someone will take offense to what they're making fun of. And it's like,
I tell them to grow a pair of balls, but I get cancelled. So
yeah, that's right. That's right. And do they have balls? You know, don't make assumptions.
That's exactly right. All right. One's got to go. Glenn, Splash,
Ooh.
She's the Man, Never Been Kissed, or Annie Hall?
She's the Man. That's just a no-brainer.
I thought this friendship was back on track. I think we've lost it.
Well, tell me why that's wrong.
Tell me why. Because it's like one of the most perfect movies. You cannot. There is nothing wrong with that movie.
Do you want this to go on TikTok?
Absolutely. There is nothing wrong with that movie. It is a masterpiece.
But
Amanda Bynes in her heyday, Channing Tatum with his shirt off, hilarious quote. Oh, it's just the ball. Not the balls. It's not the balls. It's really good.
I don't know what to say. This is deja vu. This is last week all over again.
I will concede on that level. I was wrong.
Let's talk about that.
It's a niche aspect.
You know, it is an elephant in this very small room. So
what did you call me?
This room.
Oh, okay.
Wow. You got savaged on TikTok.
I did. I got my ass handed to me, and I'm going to admit I shit the bed on that one. However, for
it's a caveat here.
For a very niche audience, I feel like it would work, but I just don't feel like our niche audience was there.
I have two things to say about it. In all sincerity, I think, in your defense, I think you misunderstood the concept of a movie marathon and what they are, like, because they are themed. Like, that's the whole thing, right?
Mine was themed to what I would like to watch. That was my theme.
And you looked once again, in fairness, you did preface that right at the start. I just happened to conveniently leave that out of the TikTok portion of the video.
Yeah, I know. Thanks.
I gotta. But I feel a bit guilty too, because I definitely set you up by the way I put that on TikTok. And you know, it was fun at first. I'm like, you know, look at this, like, this is correct. And then they came on really aggressively, and I'm like, ooh, I'm feeling a bit bad now. Like,
I am happy to throw my hands up and say, okay, I admit defeat. I don't take anything personally. All right. That's the way I've grown up. I try not to take it personally. And I don't really, because I don't care. But at the end of the day, I don't care if they like it or not. That for me would be the perfect lineup. So if I'm happy with it, that's all that matters. And TikTok.
But tell you what, some great comments in there.
Oh, some doozies.
Fucking hell. Anyway, that's addressed.
Gotta love the world. All right, you want to do your last one?
You never put Twilight on the back of a fucking movie marathon.
That's right. You should just do all of them in one movie marathon.
Far out. Which would be
All
one
right.
movie and then a bunch of shit movies.
So, do you have a last one?
Have I still got one? No, that was my last one. I've been through 4.
That was your last one?
Yep.
Oh, I did your last one. Oh, good. That's exciting.
Why would we do the
I
little
was keeping count. I don't know.
conversation in between games halfway through a game?
The curtain comes down again.
Well, hey, if you're listening to this and haven't seen last week or listened to last week's show, the movie marathon or filmathon that Chloe proposed, just so you have some context, was Terminator 2, Saving Private Ryan, The Fifth Element, and Twilight. Well, I can't hear you. Your microphone's died, or you've died. I don't know. This is great for video. She's killing herself here. I can't hear you.
Awesome.
There we go. You're back. You're back.
Okay. Sorry, I was just dying there. Now that I hear you say it back, like, what was I thinking? That is a terrible set of movies to watch together. What the fuck?
Oh, that's some good video moment there, people. So
I admit defeat. I concede. Shall we move on?
Please.
To some more controversy because we're gonna play overrated, underrated.
Ooh, okay.
This is a big one because this could get heated.
And it's a tricky one too, because I feel like the terms overrated and underrated are misused when we have these conversations a little bit. Because
I thought that we could add in overrated, underrated, and then just rated, because it's hard sometimes.
Because to do this game, you can't pick mediocre films. You got to pick ones that have either been celebrated, or ones that have been like harshly judged.
Right.
So that's kind of where I've gone for. I've gone for ones I think that have been celebrated this week.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll go first, and then we'll see how we go. So my first one is a 2020 movie. It's been done before, as has many of these movies done before, but Emma.
Emma, the recent one? Yep.
2020. Yep. I think that came out and it's I don't think it got enough hype. I think it is, in my opinion, quite underrated. I watched it with low expectations and I was blown away by it.
Good. It's just rated for me. This one, I mean, it was, well, I went into it thinking this is another bloody Jane Austen movie. Mm-hmm. Came out of it, enjoyed the shit out of it. So I guess I got more out of it than I anticipated. But I think it got the credit it deserved. The critics rated it. It got a good run. It performed well on home video. I think it hit its audience. It found its audience, and that's all that matters. I just think it was rated.
Yeah,
correctly.
Fair enough. I can see your point of view. I would have liked a little more hype around it. I feel like it's deserved. So I would call it that.
I think when we're talking hype in regards to that sort of genre, I think something like Little Women got all the hype.
Yep.
But it was a pretty shit-ass movie.
Oh, I didn't think so.
Hated that one.
Fair enough. All right, what's your first one?
Brokeback Mountain. Overrated or underrated?
Did it win the Oscar?
It was up for Oscars. I don't remember if it won an Oscar of some sort. I don't remember which Oscar it won. Okay. But it had accolades galore.
This is a really hard one for me because I feel like it was definitely I'm not going to say before its time, maybe slightly before its time, maybe slightly before people were ready for it.
Definitely.
And I feel like the movie as a whole entity is probably a little bit overrated, but the themes in which they were trying to project
social relevance.
Exactly. I think deserved the hype that it got. So I'm kind of in the middle there with that one.
Yeah, look, yes, I kind of agree with you. I definitely think it's overrated, by the way. I enjoyed the film. I liked it a lot, but I think too much was made of it at the time. And movies like it had come along before. I guess just not in a Western context, right? So you had My Own Private Idaho and all those movies that Gus Van Sant was making in the 80s that were tackling this sort of theme and this subject and doing it really, really well. And then this one came along, and I guess the fact that it was just two cowboys made it polarizing. Like it's, two characters that shouldn't be gay, shouldn't be lovers, which is reflected in the story and the reaction the community has to them. But you know what? I guess maybe I'm differently minded to other people, right? So I just didn't care that they were gay. Like they were just two characters that fell in love, right? And I understood that in the movie, the reactions to that were polarizing, but in the world I live in, it just didn't matter. So I don't.
Yeah. So I think it is like a significant cultural thing as well in the United States. You know, in a lot of their own sort of subcultures, I feel like it is very taboo.
Well, in the setting that it was like made like in Montana,
for sure. But even modern times as well, you see a lot.
That's what I meant
from here in Australia.
I meant geographically speaking.
Exactly. So I feel like it was sort of generated to create noise around that sort of culture, whereas here in Australia, I feel like we're a little bit more sort of, at least where I grew up, a little bit more progressive anyway. So it didn't make too much of a fuss. Yeah. But fun fact.
Yeah.
I watched this with my grandma. So
was that uncomfortable?
Really uncomfortable.
See, I watched My Own Private Idaho, with the one I mentioned a minute ago, and my dad walked in the room right at the moment that Keanu Reeves was giving River Phoenix a blowjob, all the other way around. That was an interesting moment. Suffice to say, I came back and watched it later.
You just see like your dad slinking away like Homer in the fences, just like.
Well, I mean, my father's not prudish in that manner. It was more how young I was at the time, right? And he's like, "What the fuck are you watching?" He didn't say that, but that's what he implied. He goes, "What are you watching?" So I'm like, I turned it off. I'm like, fair call. And is Dad gone yet? Press play. And I finished it.
River Phoenix. All right.
Anyway, so there we go.
Okay. My number 2, Waiting. Do you know this movie?
Underrated. Yeah.
Underrated? Yeah. Good.
Definitely underrated.
Completely agree.
I had to think about
comedy gold.
The reason I had to think about it is because that is what we call the video store crowd type of movie, right? So back in the day when we worked the video crowd, they're the precise movies that we knew were fantastic and needed to be rented, and yet they weren't rented, right? So we had our own little community of people that love these movies. It's the same with The Wrong Guy with Dave Foley, Ready to Rumble with David Arquette. Like these comedies we knew were much better than anyone else knew. Ladies Man, all the SNL ones, Superstar, that kind of stuff. Yeah. Waiting is one of those.
Yeah, completely agree. Glad we could agree on that one.
What about Gravity? Overrated or underrated?
Is that the Sandra Bullock one?
With George Clooney and they're stuck in space?
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
Well, she's stuck in space and has to get home?
Oh, no, I haven't seen it, but I'm going to say it's overrated.
Okay. I think it's rated once again. It's a movie like Avatar. The technology of the filmmaking is just so incredible that the story had to be simplistic to tell it.
Fair enough. And I mean, to be fair, like I would watch Sandra Bullock fucking eat dirt. I don't care. She's amazing. So even if it is overrated, I'd still watch it.
Cool.
This one is a big one for me. And I'm really interested in your opinion on this one. Chips.
Oh. Did you say chips or tips?
Chips.
Yeah, chips. And you're talking the Michael Pena one with Dex Shepard.
Yes.
That one is underrated, definitely. It got completely savaged when it came out. Dex Shepard directed it. And when it came out, I laughed from start to finish.
Thank you.
I think that I think I'm pronouncing his name right. Michael Pena was the funniest character in the entire movie. He absolutely nailed the comedy, and when it absolutely bombed at the box office and whatnot. Like, it didn't surprise me. These movies tend to do that. But I put this one in the same category as I do with Baywatch, in that it is not just a remake, it's a satire. It's funny as fuck. It's a good one.
This is one of the movies that I sat down to watch, and I only watched it because I love Dax Shepard so much. So much I love him. And I knew that he directed it. and I wanted to give it the time of day. So I sat there with my husband and I watched it. And I don't think I stopped laughing the entire. We have both had tears, and that is how you know you've got your audience. I don't know. I think it is so underrated. I'm so annoyed that it got such bad reviews. Oh, I love it so much.
I have to admit, I only watched it the once. I haven't been back to revisit. I probably will. Definitely will. But was there a really gross, like, shitting moment in that movie?
Yeah.
Yes. And I remember.
Sure. Yeah.
And I just remember, crying with laughter.
Those two have great chemistry on screen. I loved watching it, and I think it is completely underrated. So I completely agree. I'm so happy you agree.
Excellent. All right. So my next one, overrated or underrated, is The Greatest Showman.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a really good one.
Because whether it's overrated or underrated, like, I think we both love this film.
Yeah, I really like it.
Yeah.
I didn't love it. I
Wow.
think it had a lot more hype.
There's your answer.
Because of Zac Efron and Zendaya and Hugh Jackman, which is great for the movie. The music is just phenomenal, which really, really helps a musical. But I don't know. It didn't have me begging to go back to watch it again already. So
I think your answer would be overrated.
Yeah, I think it's overrated.
Yeah, and I do too. As much as I love it, I was working in the retail space when it came out on home entertainment, and I just was blown away by the reaction this movie got. Like how, and it's the same with Star Is Born, right? Loved that movie too, but the reaction and the hype behind these movies just completely overwhelmed my reaction.
Yeah, fair enough. Completely fair. Yeah, but I agree with you. All right, this is my last one, and I just don't know if I even want to say it, but overrated or underrated, Scarface.
Ooh. Okay, no, I'm going to say overrated.
All right. I'm going to agree with you. Okay.
That's going to be really controversial.
I know, TikTok, which is why I didn't want to say it.
But my reason being, and I do love Scarface, like, it's a great movie, but I do think it's overlong. I love that it's gratuitous, but I don't think it's worthy of the cult status it's got.
Right.
I think there's maybe 5 or 6 small moments that make it iconic. But overall, and it's the overacting that makes it iconic. Overall, no, there's better movies of its genre. Like, it's the one to pick to put up there, like, as like some kind of pinnacle or something. And as far as Brian De Palma is concerned, the director, he's done better. Like, it's nah, definitely.
Okay, I'm glad I brought this up then, because I completely agree with you there. There are some scenes in there that are iconic. Obviously, they're just legendary, but the movie as a whole, again, yeah.
What was
Sorry,
that?
Captain Morgan burps. I think it is too long. And you're right with the cult following there. Like, it's got this cult following, and I can completely appreciate that, because I have that myself for certain movies, and I can understand.
I thought you were going to say you have a cult following.
Well, who knows? I don't know. Maybe. But yeah, I completely agree with you. I think this one is overrated.
Awesome. Well, there we go. We're on the same page.
I'm surprised. I think surprised.
You're only like a few more slips away from having cult status.
Why not? Whatever blows us up, Glenn.
I know that I said something earlier on the show that I was going to circle back to, and I've just lost what that is, which is really pissing me off.
We'll come back to it next week. Jot it down.
Come back
it's a lovely, sugary flaving. What?
Next what?
Next time round? Is that what I said? We'll come back. We'll come back around.
I thought you said next dick.
No, we're a family-friendly show, Glenn.
Wow.
Maybe I did say it. Maybe I'm having an aneurysm. Maybe this has all been in our head, and the perverts at home should head over to our social medias and follow and like and subscribe, or whatever the youths are telling you to do these days. You can also find our podcast in the Up Late tab on the Good Movie Monday website. And don't forget the well-known Chinese app of the Tickety Talk, who we like to talk to a lot during our vodcast, where you'll see us make dickheads of ourselves, even more so than you do right now. Isn't that right, Glennifer?
Oh, yeah, I couldn't have said that better myself.
I know. This is why I don't do this.
Do what? Like, you're also a podcast. Don't do what?
Oh, drink. Yet.
I'm just waiting for you to wrap the show up.
I did. Bye.
See ya.